Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. This is the first time I've ever done a repeat interview with an artist I brought on the channel. So Alissa is my first ever second interview. She's so awesome. I have gotten to know Alissa so much better since our first time together. We've done vocal research together, and we've had some big life changes. So we're going to talk about those. Alissa, how are you today?
I am doing so well. Thank you for having me. I also didn't know that I was the first repeat, so thank you for having me again. Very honored. How are you doing?
I'm well. Yeah, I'm well. I'm not sleeping very much still from baby, but
yes.
I got 6 hours, and that's a lot in my book.
That's a win.
So
that's a win.
Was broken up like by 3 different times waking up, but hey, it's a win.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. Yeah, right. Exciting.
It's crazy. Alissa and I, last time we hung out in person, we were in Salt Lake City doing vocal research. And since then, she's become front woman for a couple different bands. We're going to talk about that because we actually have not chatted about it yet, even though we do text sometimes. And also, since I saw you, I had a second baby.
Cutest.
The cutest.
Oh my God.
We already talked about it a little bit off the recording though, so you guys are going to be mostly focused on music right now. Alissa, let's talk about Blue Medusa first, right? Okay, so I was listening to them again right before we hopped on, and I love the way that your growls, your distortions are even more fierce, I feel. And your soaring lines, it just seems like your cleans have actually skyrocketed. Do you feel like your vocal technique with Blue Medusa is amazing?
well, thank you. So I've always been able to do this kind of stuff, but it's not always been like, pushed in the mix the way that I would like it to be, for example, because some of it's like pretty extreme. Or, I was recording something the other day and I went into like a high, like whistle note, and I was like, this probably doesn't make sense here, but I'm just going to lay it in anyways because I just feel like it and it worked and I'm going to keep it. I don't know if it'll make it into the mix or not, but
I want to hear it still.
I know, I'll have to send it to you.
Okay, do.
Because I was working on it and I was like, hey, I got it. So anyways.
Yes. So awesome.
So I think that, if I compare it to like many years ago when I did regularly do cleans and growls and some operatic stuff and some whispers, and like when I was more mixing all these techniques, for me it feels like coming home, because that is how I feel the most complete, is by doing a wide variety of techniques. But I do think that, I have, because I've been touring so much and because I've played, thousands of shows, I have focused a lot on training, like vocal training, vocal health, more in recent years. And by recent, I mean like, let's say the last 10 years or something, than I did prior to that. And so like, I will do like vocal workouts like every day. Even if I don't have a show, like I'll just do it for fun. This, and just hum an NG on that. It'll get your nasal resonance activated. And I've also identified what I think are my strengths and my weaknesses, and I've been working on those. And as you well know, all of that stuff works synergistically. So like, for example, I work on my passagios, I work on my agility. Do I need to do riffs and runs in the kind of music that I make? Not all the time, not necessarily, but having that control and agility and flexibility means that you have to be able to control your tension, because you can't do it if you're too tense. And so controlling tension is something that's really important to be able to sing every night. And so I do think that the training that I'm doing is allowing me to sort of expand as a vocalist. And I'm doing it because I really enjoy doing it, but I genuinely find it fun. But it also has a purpose and an end goal. And it's fun to be able to see yourself progress and improve at something, and I am seeing that. So
yeah, I remember you were working on your cleans a lot when I saw you a little over a year ago, and we talked a little bit about some of the ways you were approaching them. And when I heard Checkmate,
I declare checkmate. I am above. None of your plans will ever.
I was like, whoa. Whoa. Yes. It feels like you really achieved something you've been going for.
Thank you. Yeah.
Maybe it felt like you went away from that and you just came back finally and you're like, yeah, well, that's my voice.
That's what it feels like to me. It feels like coming home.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I think that the soaring melody in particular, when it's combined with the fierceness of your growls, I think it's just wonderful. I think it's expansive and and it's really exciting. Like, it's just genuinely so exciting to hear.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's exciting to perform. It's exciting to write. So, and the feedback has been so good. So I feel like people can tell when you're doing something that authentically aligns with who you are as an artist. And this is definitely the case. So it's been a lot of fun.
I think that it also probably helps to have a couple of other women that you seem to adore in the band with you. Can you talk a little bit about how that collaboration came together and maybe how the writing process goes?
Yeah. So I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to form Blue Medusa, exactly who would be involved, but I met Alissa Day, like, I think 2 years ago. And I started talking with her like, hey, we should write a song together. Like, we could do something fun together, because her guitar playing is astronomically good. Like, she's so good. And she's super cool and she's smart. And like, it's just fun to hang out with her, fun to talk with her. And so I was like, okay, so we should do something together. And so then she was like, well, I can show you a bunch of riffs, or do you want me to just like, like write basically like a whole song and then you can put some vocals down on it? And I was like, yeah, let's try that. And that song is Checkmate.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
And so, yeah. And so basically, like, the first thing that she sent over, I was like, I remember listening to it and being like, this is fucking great. And, and then we went back and forth a little bit and we were like, why don't we move this? Why don't we arrange this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, shorten this, lengthen that, add in something here. Yeah. I was just like, this is great. Like, it's like writing itself. Like, there's no struggle to find the parts that I want to sing. There's no, there were like things that I changed. I changed the timing in the chorus. I changed the amount of words in the pre-chorus. So it's like, obviously when you're writing, there's like a lot of ideas and you have to sort of be able to audit everything down and choose the best idea. But from that point, I was like, okay, this really, really works. And then I started talking with Danny, and Danny has this like really interesting style of writing, really dark, captivating melodies that I really love. And for the kind of lyrics that I write, the kind of poems that I write, I feel like I need that sort of like dark canvas to be able to like fully express them. It's almost like if you're making a painting, there's like something called underpainting, where you lay down like a color that will be a base for everything else. So your canvas might start out as white, and then you can like go in and paint whatever you're going to paint. Let's say a tree. But you can also start with the canvas being black. And the result, even if you try to paint the exact same thing, the result is always going to be different depending on your underpainting. And so, like, I don't know why I'm getting into art history now. I was talking about it in another interview.
I'm obsessed with this idea.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, wait a second. Can I describe everything in life? And what kind of underpainting I've got going on? It's like rose-colored glasses, but instead of them being on top, they're behind your eye.
Yeah. And so, like, in a lot of these sort of like Baroque paintings where there would be like, people, like flesh, there would actually be like an olive green underpainting, because that was a way to sort of like contrast against like the pinky hues of skin. And so when I make a painting, if I start with something dark, that means you have to focus on adding in the light to be able to like pop out whatever it is that you're painting, the subject, the object, the highlights, the textures. And I kind of see it the same way when I'm writing songs. Is like, if I'm given a nice dark underpainting, I'm able to like really focus on the words that I put into the lyrics and the vocal techniques, because I write dark lyrics. And so it allows me to kind of like really sculpt the song in the way that feels right. And so Danny is like a master of writing riffs that have that dark energy that I love. And she's also so smart and so cool. And it's just been like a dream working with both of them, to be honest. It's been great.
That is so amazing. I love it. It feels like you just found two other women that are ready to take over metal with you.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And I mean, they're just, their chops are like so impressive. Like, it's just great. I mean, I like being with people who are excellent at their craft, you know? And so, and there's a lot of people who are, there's a lot of great players. So I'm just happy that I have two, you know, flanking me now in Blue Medusa, and I can just be like extremely proud of all the aspects of the music.
Yes. Is there ever any confusion between Alissa and Alissa?
Yeah. I mean, I even started saying my name wrong.
Oh, really?
and then to boot, we have, on bass, we have Alicia.
Oh,
so
no.
it's Alissa, Alissa, and Alicia. So I was like, maybe we have to start going by our initials. Like, I'll be AWG, you be AD, you can be AV. Like, we're going to have to figure out a system, because I found myself saying I'm Alissa, and then I was like, no, you're Alissa, I'm Alissa. It's definitely confusing. So
Yeah.
we're going to have to figure out something. Nicknames.
Yeah. I feel like it's almost like you need to have a Spice Girl nickname.
Oh my God, we should do that. That's such a good idea. Okay, yes.
Wait, which Spice Girl are you?
Scary Spice. Which one are you?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe
Baby?
Ginger?
Yeah, Ginger. Yeah. I could see Ginger.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I
feel
don't know
like
too
your
much
personality is more baby, I think.
You think I'm more baby? Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. I mean, I got babies around.
Yeah, true.
Right. Man. Oh, it'd be fun to have the whole band, like, I don't know. I'm just imagining these things. It's probably never going to happen, but it's still fun to imagine.
You know what? If they're into it and it happens in a way that feels natural, and it just like evolves on its own, then we will totally do that. If it's forced, we probably shouldn't do that. But if it just happens, I'm into it.
I feel like that is the story of so much creative work, right? Don't force it. Let it happen. You can absolutely work towards something, but if it ever becomes forced, find a different way.
Yeah, it's true, because you can tell when it's forced. I feel like you can tell, like, and the audience can tell when it's forced. So I feel like it's really important to keep that like authentic passion towards something present in everything you do.
Right? Because you can tell when a connection isn't real. Or doesn't feel natural.
Yeah, I agree.
I love that you talked earlier on about having doing your vocal exercises every day. You're always working on something. So when we talk about not forcing something, we're not saying, again, don't work towards it. I think sometimes people think, oh, I'm just not talented, so I'm not going to do that thing. I feel like that is such a bad outlook to take with the singing, especially.
Yeah.
Right? You are working towards your goals and singing every day, whether or not you're on tour, right? That's amazing. Yeah. From interacting with you and many, many singers, I think that you take better care of your body and voice than, I think you are in the top 1% of singers as far as just taking care of yourself. So, I mean, right now you're on a walking machine, right? Because you had 10 hours of interviews today.
10 hours of interviews today. Yeah. It's a lot.
What are you going to do to take care of your voice for talking?
Well, I'm trying to use nasal resonance to project right now. And, I have like a protein shake and a glass of water and some tea that I'm, taking a little break. Even before we started, I was like doing lip trills, getting ready, making sure there's enough heat on my microphone so that I don't have to yell, making sure I'm in a quiet room. But yeah, I mean, after 10 hours of interviews, you feel it when you go to bed, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
My voice feels it.
Like, even after recording in the office, like, I have an amazing environment to record in. But if I do that for even 5 hours, I'm like, the voice needs to rest. I can be totally healthy, but geez. And interviews take more out of a voice with the back and forth than just a video that I'm recording for the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I believe it. I
Wow.
believe it.
Wow. Are you going to
Yeah.
have a day of mostly vocal ease tomorrow?
Yeah. So, I mean, every day I have, honestly, for like months and months now, every day has been from 7 a.m. until like 11 p.m. filled with Blue Medusa work and some DragonForce work and like calls and organizing and this and that. And it's great. And I'm very happy that these opportunities are presenting themselves for sure. But yeah, today I try to keep my interviews to like 1 day per week, and it's one just like brutally long day. And then the rest of the week, it's just like normal speech.
That's good. Thank you also for fitting me into your interview schedule today.
Of course. Thank you for taking the time to chat with me.
Right. It's I was texting Alissa. I was like, hey, so this PR person reached out to me asking if I'd interview you. And I was like, what? Why are you? I'm just going to ask Alissa. Like, what's up?
Yeah, that's so funny.
It was just funny. And then we started texting back and forth. And we're like, oh, you're gone. Okay. And finally found a time. And actually between that first text and this, you announced DragonForce. So, Alissa, I've been saving DragonForce for a first time reaction on the channel. I've never heard them.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
But I know
that's
the
really
name because
exciting.
it sounds like a video game, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
as a first time DragonForce song, the first impression is so important.
Yes.
What song would you recommend?
Okay, well, there's only one answer to this question.
Ooh.
And that song is Through the Fire and Flames. That is the DragonForce song. I still remember when the music video for this song came out. And like in Quebec, we would have like 1 hour per week on Friday nights where they would play metal. And I would always watch that hour. I think it was at like 10 p.m. and get settled in front of the TV and see what new metal tracks were coming out. And I remember when this video came out. And DragonForce is extremely fast. That's their thing. And so it's very interesting for me because for me, the definition of heavy is like an intense emotion, right? It has to be intense in some way. So it could be extremely dark. It could be extremely angry, could be extremely fast. And so DragonForce for me is heavy in a different way than like some other things that I've done before. And it's super, super energetic. Like we just did 2 shows and it wasn't easy. It was so challenging, but so much fun. It's a band that basically demands 1,000% from every band member. Like the drummer is like insane, the bassist insane, guitarist insane, vocals crazy. Like it's just all band members firing on all cylinders every single song. So it's very, very intense. And I think as someone who's never heard DragonForce, what really sets them apart and what I've always liked about them is that the guitarists are incredibly talented. They do these insane things on guitar as if it's nothing. But also the way that they both play the guitar, they make a lot of like really interesting sounds with the guitar that you don't necessarily hear in other bands. So they use the guitar as a melodic instrument, but also like to create almost like sound effects. And that is kind of what makes it sound like Nintendo a little bit, because it's like you're hearing things and you're like, was that the guitar? And it is. And I really like that. I like because like a lot of bands that I enjoy listening to do things like that. Like even Doyle does that with his guitar. He does a lot of like pinch harmonics and like bending the neck, and he punches the guitar, so it's like, I like
Be better.
louder. But he does, and
Oh, man.
he's the only person I've ever seen do that full on, like full arm extension punch technique on a guitar, but it sounds really cool. And
Is
so
the guitar okay?
it is, but I have seen him performing a show once when the guitar just shattered into pieces in his hands. So
I'm so glad that guitars are replaceable.
yeah, well, he builds them. So he put that one back together as far as I can remember. That was many years ago now. But yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But
Oh, gosh.
yes, he's hitting it quite hard. But
Okay.
yeah, it's a very, very cool band. I think you're going to love it.
I've been really getting into guitar too through this whole metal journey. I used to not care about guitar before, honestly. I liked acoustic classical guitar, and electric guitar I was like, And then I think the big turning point for me was actually Randy Rhoads.
Yeah. I love acoustic classical as well.
Right.
Totally different instrument.
It's like, honestly, I had a boyfriend at the end of high school and first year of college who played classical guitar, and I just associate that sound as incredibly sexy now. I can't get away from like, oh wow. Right?
It's a beautiful sound. I really like it too.
And so, but then I'm very excited now that I associate electric guitar and especially the different sounds that can be made, the more explorational ones. I associate that as just excitement and often adrenaline and curiosity, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, that's really awesome. Now I'm excited to hear that. I'll be listening for it. Is there anything else you think I should listen for, like especially in the vocals?
So DragonForce has had two vocalists. They're the original vocalist, who you will hear on Through the Fire and Flames, has what I think makes it very interesting is he has kind of like a rock voice. He doesn't necessarily have like a power metal voice. He has like a rock voice, and I also have a rock voice. Mm-hmm. And then the vocalist who came after, Mark, who is a friend of mine and is insanely talented and actually a very, very interesting technique that I think you would love to dive into. He's more of a true power metal vocalist. So there's a little bit of an evolution in their sound that occurred over the years. I would say if you want like the full DragonForce experience, I would listen to Through the Fire and Flames and then to Burning Heart, which is the song that I did with them a few years ago. And between those two songs, I think you'll get to hear like a good range of what the band sounds like.
Okay. Thank you. That is exactly the direction I was looking for.
Okay, good.
That was amazing. And didn't you just get back from a festival performing with them?
Yeah. We did two festivals last week and the week before. So we did Welcome to Rockville and Sonic Temple. Both are in the States. Yeah. And it was awesome. It was so good. It was so much fun.
I mean, this would be really vocally taxing, but would there ever be a time when Blue Medusa would open for them?
I don't think that's doable.
Yeah, too much.
It's too much me. I don't think anyone wants to watch me for that long, you know?
I want to watch you for that long.
No, I think it would be impossible to do both sets back to back like that. It would just, one of them would suffer. You know, I would either hold back on the Blue Medusa set in order to preserve energy for the DragonForce set, or I would unleash on the Blue Medusa set, and then the DragonForce set I would be tired. You know,
you never want to give part way. That's not
exactly.
Yeah, that's not how you live your life. That's not how I live my life. Right?
Exactly.
It just doesn't work.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am very curious if Blue Medusa will end up doing any sort of touring sometime soon.
Yeah, we're working on that. We have 2 festivals already announced. We have Louder Than Life and Aftershock.
Great.
So those are happening in the fall of this year. And then we are planning other shows and other tours. But first and foremost, we want to get the album out.
Okay, when is it coming out?
So we haven't announced yet when it's coming out.
I was like, is there something I can say yet? Okay.
No, trust me, when there's time, I will let you know.
Okay.
We haven't announced that yet. We just released Checkmate and Flying Monkey, and we're going to continue to release singles because we want people to, you know, get used to what Blue Medusa sounds like and get to know the band and the music. And so, of course, we're going to be saving like the majority of the live performances for after the album has come out, just because then at least people have heard the album, so they know what the music is. So that'll be mostly next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It takes so long to actually get an album out. I was talking about this. So most recently, we had our second group of artists come to Salt Lake City and we did our vocal research, and we ended up having a perfectly balanced group of research in that we had 4 females and 4 males.
Awesome.
Right? It's so amazing because I don't think there's ever been this much data gathering in general, but to have half of it be female, like equally represented like it should be, oh my word, that's unheard of. So,
in any medical field.
Yes.
It's never researched. We never research women.
Right. It is definitely harder to get research done with women. And so I'm so proud that we ended up having this balance. And I was discussing, with Lauren Babick and Cheney Crab. It was fun. We had them paired together and it was like a girls trip the whole time, which is great. But we were discussing how long it takes to get albums out. And I got to hear some of their new music. And we were just talking about like, okay, they're excited and they're listening to this, but it won't even be made public for, I think one of them was still 4 months away. For you, I mean, you're still a year away in some cases, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. For a lot of, that's the thing. Like, you know, the public sees the tip of the iceberg, right? But there's like the entire base of the iceberg that happened for months or years prior behind the scenes while other things were going on. And like, yeah, album lead times, it's 6 to 9 months usually. Yeah.
That is so frustrating in today's world because we're so used to having instant gratification on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And I think that it's way faster than it used to be, but we still need to have that patience. And sometimes it almost feels like companies are compensating too much, where you have, oh, I'm really excited about this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. It's like the hype becomes overhyped because we're just trying to keep attention. I have no solution for this. I'm just mentioning it because I've been thinking about it a lot. It's so hard to keep excitement up for that long period of time now.
Yeah. I mean, the only solution that I have thought of is just to like diversify a little bit. And even if you look at like, you know, Slipknot is one of the biggest bands in the world. And the vocalist of Slipknot also does Stone Sour, and he has Corey Taylor, his solo thing. So like, even in a band of that size and caliber, you still have members that are doing more than one project. And I think it's because, you know, we all want to express different sides of ourselves. So that makes sense. But also because it's like, okay, if you finish one album and then you have like a 9-month lead time, I mean, okay, you can go on tour with the previous album campaign. You're going to be building assets, filming music videos, filming promo, doing interviews, all that stuff. But like, I mean, in my case, I'm a workaholic. Like I need to be doing something. You know?
I was going to actually mention that. You seem like you always need to be creative. You have so many collaborations that you have done. Saying, no, you can only do this thing to Alissa would be like strangling her, right?
Yes, it has been. And it's just very awesome to feel like I can just do whatever I need to do now and whatever I want to do. And that's also why, like, you know, like I painted this single artwork and, you know, co-directed the music videos. And, you know, of course, if it gets too overwhelming, I'll gladly hire out someone to do that. But like, I really enjoy doing that. So, and also for me, it gives me the opportunity to like become a better painter and become a better cinematographer and, you know, learn how to do these things. And I guess I don't have enough shame to like wait until I'm ready. You know, I'm just like putting it out there as soon as I do it. So,
and if people really want to see all of the things you're making and maybe a little behind the scenes, maybe they should join your Patreon.
Yeah, exactly.
Wanted to plug that for you.
Thank you. And yeah, I mean, you as well. Like Patreon is a place where, I mean, honestly, it was very inspiring for me to do Blue Medusa in the first place because I just saw how like, wait, when I like authentically dive in and give myself fully to a project, like people do respond to it, you know? And so I actually credit like my patrons for a lot of like, well, for Blue Medusa even existing at all, but also in the credits, like in the description box of Flying Monkey and Checkmate, there's a section where I thank the beastlings of the highest tier and by name. So. Oh,
I love that. Yeah. It's similar. The vocal research that we're doing would not have happened without our patrons. Many other people are contributing and coming together to make it happen too, but wow, the patrons helped push that forward in a way that would not have been possible. So,
exactly.
So Patreon is amazing. I love the way it connects us with our community.
Yeah, exactly.
So good. I had one like little niggling question that I didn't get to, which was Blue Medusa, this name. The moment I heard it, I was like, well, of course, Alissa, because she's got blue hair and it can go like so crazy, awesome, wild when she's fierce in a performance, like rah. But how did it actually come about?
Yeah. So this name, I mean, I wanted something that would almost be like a pseudonym. You know, I wanted something that people would immediately remember that it's my band. Like they wouldn't have to be like, what was that called again? Or, you know, I didn't want something that would be like difficult to grasp. But I also didn't want something like super simple. I wanted it to be still unique and still fitting. And so I started thinking about the concept of, obviously, like Greek mythology is a great source of words and lore and stories and imagery. All taken. All of it's taken by bands. They're like, nothing's available. So I had like many names that I really liked that I was sort of field testing and like presenting them to people and being like, what do you think about this name? What do you think about that name? And there were other names that I actually liked more, but they didn't work for various reasons. Either they were like really taken already, or you know, they contained like some violent words that would be flagged, you know, like things like that you have to think about in 2026.
Yeah.
And so at some point I was like, man, what if I like modify Medusa? Like, because like, I mean, her story is something that I connect with. And I think that she's just like an icon of feminine strength and turning hardship into power. And I just really connected with like Medusa's lore. And also it's just such a cool concept and such a cool visual. And so I was trying to like somehow modify Medusa to make it fit more. And then Blue Medusa just sort of like rolls off the tongue. It kind of like has a little bit of an alliteration feel to it, even though it's not a true little alliteration. I mean, Medusa is known for like her crazy hair, and I am also known for my crazy hair. And it just made sense. And so I sat with it for a long time. And then eventually was like, I think this is going to work. I think it's going to work. And so started drawing and doodling like logos that could work for the band. And once I came up with the logo, I was like, yeah, it works.
I love that. And and you have so many shades of blue you can bring your hair to. Mine's like, mine is a wreck right now. Okay, let's not talk about.
No,
let's talk
it looks
about
amazing.
Your hair
looks so good. It's like a fire. Okay. It's like a sunset.
It's an untamed fire at this moment.
Yes, there you go.
Wild, right? But your hair is able to have so many different shades of blue. So I feel like you can get like you have like different aspects of the blue you can move throughout the years. But what if you ever decide you want to go purple? What's going to happen?
Gonna have to end the band.
Yeah, purple Medusa doesn't work. It's like
purple Medusa. Mauve Medusa. I don't know. No, I mean,
one
honestly,
blue streak.
Yeah, see, it's still blue. I mean, I've been dyeing my hair shades of blue since I was like 15. I think I've decided what my color is. You know what I mean? I did have like a weird moment in, I think, 2010 where I randomly was like, that's it, no more blue for me. And within like one summer, I dyed it brown or red. So I had to like repigment the brown. So like I did brown, then red, then orange, then blonde. And by the time I had blonde for like 2 months, I was like, this isn't me. And I put the blue back on. So also the other thing too is that blue is like almost impossible to get out. It's like really difficult to get rid of it unless you like cover it with black. So I think I'm stuck.
So when you're 80 years old, you will still be blue.
Yes.
I want to know you at 80.
Yeah. Yeah. My goal is to be like even more eclectic and just like have like fully blue like clothes and shoes and handbag and sunglasses and like just like be one of those amazingly confident older adults who really knows who they are. That's my goal. I
feel like most of that already described you.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just gonna keep on keeping on, basically.
Just hand you out. I mean, yeah. When you're as amazing as you are already, like how much I personally think that people like you continue to grow and become more and more amazing. And so think about what you're going to be like at 80. I want to I want to play cards with you at 80.
Yes. Yes. We have to keep in touch and play cards and go on walks and
Go on walks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walks. Talk about the whippersnappers, because that'll be that'll be fun to chat about the little ones, especially since it's just one of the things I loved so much about vocal research actually was that I got to have my Mycroft. And this time I had both kids, but Mycroft, and last time I was 8 months pregnant, so that was something. But I love that I get to have my kids meet awesome people like you too.
Yeah. Oh my God. Mycroft is the cutest little elf. He's so cute. Oh my God. His face is like, I could cry. He's so cute. Oh my God.
He's so cute and so fun and delightful. I love that. And so it'll be fun to talk about where they've come from.
Yeah.
I wanted to chat a little bit more actually about that vocal research and how it's shifted how you think about technique now. Because it's so funny. We're going to release our documentary. I'm hoping it's September this year. Maybe it'll be a little earlier, a little later. But like you said, like these things take a lot of time. And we just finished filming our second group. So it takes a lot of time. But the team has been working on it. And we have our storyline and our episodes all lined up. So there's some of it that we don't want to relate to public yet. But I'm going to let Alissa actually decide, is there any part of it you would like to talk about and how that might have affected your vocal technique today?
Yeah, I mean, it was incredibly helpful actually for me. And I know for a lot of the other participants as well, it was incredibly helpful. I think for me, what was the most interesting and the most useful was that I was diagnosed with muscle tension dysphonia. And this was almost like, it was like finally like confirming and putting a name on something that I was like, oh my God, okay, so I'm not crazy. Like this does make sense. And Dr. Stark actually instructed me on like a very simple stretch technique, which I'll get off the treadmill for a second, where you can kind of like pull down on your clavicles and lift your head up to stretch out, and then open and close your mouth slowly to stretch out like all your platysma and just sort of like relieve tension there. And because of the way that I sing, but also because of like how I headbang and move on stage, this is so tense that it becomes almost like a shield. Like when I step on stage, like, you know, some people tense up their fists when they get stressed, or they flex out their traps, or they bend their knees, and I guess I probably do all of that too. But I, involuntarily, my neck was like protecting me, and which I love. I love my body for doing that for me. But but I do have to very heavily focus on relieving tension, because tension is a tool, obviously, for singing.
Yes.
You can use it to control your notes, to control your airflow. It's really, really useful. But if you're building up too much tension, you lose the ability to use it as a tool, and it now becomes an obstacle. And so learning about muscle tension dysphonia, and then also actually by Dr. Stark's recommendations, I started to go see a physiotherapist who actually works on my jaw and my throat and my neck and the base of my skull and like my traps specifically for muscle tension dysphonia. So, yes. Yeah. You see? It's all good. But I have to turn that feature off. I don't know how, but
I don't know, but it was amazing. The timing.
It was perfect timing. But actually, I just 2 days ago, I was there and I had this physio like really, really working on it. Like, this is not a massage. Like, this is painful. Like, she's raking through the fibers of the muscles in my neck. But it really makes a difference. It really, really makes a difference. And so because of that, I've become a lot more conscientious about the buildup of tension when I'm singing, and therefore intentionally focused on trying to improve not only my passagios, but my high mix voice, so that I can use nasal resonance to actually transition into higher notes and reach higher notes rather than just pushing with a belt. Because I'm strong. I can push through a belt to, like a high F, like I can really, really, really push it. But it's not necessarily healthy to do that. And interestingly enough, and I'm sure you, with having children, I'm sure you know this song, but that K-pop Demon Hunters song,
Oh my
Golden,
God.
I started just for myself, just because I saw people on TikTok doing it. I started being like, I want to see if I can sing this. And so I recorded myself. And I record myself before doing a mixed voice workout, like an exercise of like, let's say 20 minutes of mixed voice technique exercises. And afterwards, and the difference is astounding. If I do it like dry with no warm up, I'm just pushing my belt. If I do it after my warm up, I'm soaring off into the stratosphere in a high mix. And that is a technique that's super useful for me right now in DragonForce. So
I was going to say that would really apply to essentially power metal long lines.
Yeah, exactly. Because also in DragonForce, there's like a million lyrics and it's super, super fast. And so like there's not a lot of time to breathe. And I don't require as much air for that high mix as I would for a full belt. So that song actually has been and there's also like huge interval leaps. I'm done hiding, now I'm shining. Like those intervals, like for pitch accuracy, like it's actually a great song. It's tough. Like I really recommend any singer, like practice with that song, because if you can nail that, you're kind of good. You're golden.
Right? Oh, that's a really hard song. I think that's partly why it made such big rounds, because wow. And what an amazing song to practice mixing too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cool that this led to essentially being able to mix more and more and bring less tension into sound instead of relying on pressure, rely on placement.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because I have I can do like full falsetto operatic singing that nobody has really ever heard because I just haven't had a use for it. But I do enjoy doing that. My weakness has always been that flipping back and forth between the chest and that voice. That's where I start to lose one or the other. And so I was like, well, I need to blend. I need to be able to blend so that I can go very easily between the two. And so that's one thing that I've been working on.
Okay, I really think that shows in Checkmate too. I think that's one of the keys that you unlocked that made it just sound wonderful.
Thank you.
so very cool. And I just think your growls are as brutal as ever. I love the intensity and the complexity. There's so much about them. And one of the things that I've been finding most fascinating with women in the study discussing is how a lot of women are going for lower and lower and lower sounds. And we started talking about that with you. There was this really fascinating discovery that, obviously the spacing in here that helps enhance lower tones is something we've been interested in. But we started looking at essentially this spot in the esophagus. It was I think really you and Travis you guys were going at the same time, and we saw this similarity that was just we'd never seen before, where it almost looks like there's a burp getting ready to go out of the esophagus.
Yeah.
I call it the bullfrog, by the way. And we're really excited about it. I'm going to go into more detail on it in the documentary, but we also saw that then in more singers. And I'm wondering if that somehow contributes to lows, because I'm seeing it with female singers quite a bit. I'm going to have to look across. We're going across all the data. But I'm thinking about that laryngeal positioning and this, it almost feels like there's an extra deep resonance chamber, if that's it at all. We don't really know why we're seeing this strange bubble in the esophagus, not the trachea. The trachea, that's what the larynx sits on top of. This is the other tube. This is the food tube that we see something gathering in while you're vocalizing. Absolutely insane. You can only see that on MRI, right? You can't see it with the camera looking down. And it has led to more and more discussions about how female singers might be shifting their vocal apparatus to create these really low, powerful, brutal growl sounds, almost to the point where you want to be able to not distinguish if they're female or male.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Your conversation, I should say our conversation when you were in Salt Lake City about that led me into this long thinking pattern of, oh my gosh, how are women in metal shifting their vocals and maybe what do they have easier access to as well? Because I think with that whistle tone you mentioned before, I noticed the ease that some of the other ladies were getting whistle tone and then able to go into a tea kettle scream. I was like, oh, I think that might be easier for women to get.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, maybe.
So
yeah, like that's, Travis and I were calling it like the toilet bowl, like, you know, like getting that sort of glassy rattle.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly. The toilet, there's like a toilet bowl porcelain kind of resonance up there.
Yeah.
So cool. So very cool. But anyhow, I'm really excited to learn more about how all of this research experience is going to continue to affect your vocals. I know I need to be respectful of time here. So
Yes.
I want to ask, is there anything else you would like to talk about before we wrap?
Yeah, just thank you for having me on again. Thank you for inviting me for this amazing vocal research, which, like I said, like not only am I happy to be contributing myself to the research, just because I am one of the longest running death metal vocalists when it comes to women, you know.
Yes.
I've been doing it for a long time and without any problems also, you know, like I don't think, you know, everyone says, oh, you're going to lose it, your voice is going to change. But like, if I look at my voice now versus like 20 years ago, it sounds a little bit more babyish 20 years ago, but like, I haven't lost any range. I haven't lost any technique. If anything, I've improved, like you said,
Yep.
Which I think is really interesting. And I got so much out of the research just from like the MTD and learning like that physio for the voice is a thing, which I didn't really know. You know, being able to like confidently go into techniques knowing I'm not hurting myself. It's been really, really super, super helpful. So thank you for having me on that. And
Thank
for
you.
everyone watching and listening, thank you for listening to Blue Medusa. And hopefully I see you at a Blue Medusa show soon or at a DragonForce show. And yeah, thank you for your support.
And stay tuned for album release details.
Yes,
And
exactly.
if you have to support, if you're like, no, I have to know more. I have to know all the behind the scenes things. I want to be there. Check out Alissa's Patreon.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you. And thank you so much for making time in the super busy schedule today.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Yes.
I'm going to cheers to you.